Danica's best finish in the iBot IndyCar Series on the streets of Long Beach here was in 2009, where she started 22nd and worked her way up to 4th. Danica has also competed here in Long Beach in Toyota Atlantic, as well as the Toyota Celebrity Race, where she won the Pro Division. Danica, you've already had one session on the track today. Talk about the outlook for the weekend.
Well, I have a lot of fun memories of Long Beach. So winning the Pro Celebrity Race back 9 or 10 years ago, and then coming here in 2008, straight from Otegi to start the whirlwind after my win there, and then to finish 4th the next year. Last year wasn't so great, but I have a lot of good memories here. I think that this is a race that, a lot of things can happen, and that's the nature of a street course. So it's important to be there to take advantage of it. I think that the emphasis for me is going to be trying to do the best I can to get a good qualifying effort out and be further up the grid. As those of you who follow IndyCar racing are familiar with the fact that it's challenging to pass in these cars. The double file restarts has really changed that. I mean, you can pick up 5 spots, you can lose 5 spots. So that's been an interesting change that I like in the series. But ultimately, when you don't qualify well, you're forced to take risks. Sometimes those risks don't pay out. So it's best to be up the grid, and that's what we're going to be working towards. So the first practice session didn't go well at all. We were having a throttle issue, so it was as if I was kind of keeping my foot on the throttle the whole way around the track all the time, so it made it rather difficult to stop the car and turn the car. So hopefully that will be fixed for the next practice, and we'll be able to feel the car a little bit more when something like that is wrong. It makes it difficult to even feel the changes very well because you're trying to overcompensate for something that is not normal. So. But I think that I think we could be good. A couple of our teammates were fast. Obviously, Ryan won last year, and he's running well already. So I think we have some good teammates to look to if we need some specific direction.
Thank you. We'll go ahead and open it for questions first.
Bruce Martin, SI.com. Does this season feel a little bit like Groundhog Day? Because you started off last year with struggling on street and road courses. Toronto is where you started to pick it up a notch. Now this year you're kind of having problems on street and road courses. It's kind of like things seem different here.
I would say that this year felt a lot better to me actually than last year. The preseason testing went better. All of my practice sessions, I mean, this is, to be honest, probably the first practice session that hasn't really gone so well for me so far, but I'm much more in the top 10 to 15 ranges instead of way down. And, I guess I would have been apprehensive to say that a couple of years, but the competition is so difficult that if you can make it up into the top 10 or 12, that's a good practice. So, so we've been much better off so far for the most part in practice. It's just that in qualifying it doesn't go well. I've had one of the fastest lap times of the race for the first 2 races of the year already, so the pace is there in the race. It's just that, you start further back and you have to take chances, and at St. Petersburg, unfortunately, there was, you watched quite a few yellow flags, and unfortunately, I had a wing, I broke